It's Andy and Dave. It's the Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. Dave Cackley is at my side as per usual. Question for you.
Yes.
You noticed on Facebook the last couple of days people are posting the 10 concerts they went to. Plus the one that you didn't go to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah? Got me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
What are your favorite concerts over the years?
Best concert I ever saw was Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever Tour, 1990 at the Palace.
I was there. 5th
row. Lenny Kravitz opened up.
I was there.
Great show.
Yeah, it was a cool show. I was really drunk, but I was there. We took a bus tour down there, and what did we have on the way down there? We had a 12-pack of beer and a pint of whiskey between two of us. And then when we got there, we found some bar open in the Palace, and we sat there and drank Blue Motorcycles.
Oh, my God.
I don't think I saw a second of Lenny Kravitz. And then Tom Petty came out, and he, what I remember
Petty
was good.
Yeah, he was really good. Guns N' Roses was a good show. I want to say it was either the Silver Dome or the Palace.
Okay.
The Who at Van Andel was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I was blown away because this was probably about 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So, they were in their 60s. Townsend was phenomenal. No. Daltrey's voice couldn't quite get there, but he was still good. Trying to think, what was another one that underrated show was Steppenwolf at the Berry County Fair in 1989.
Nice.
But here's the problem is they made the tragic mistake of opening with Born to Be Wild.
Oh.
And then they followed that up with the one other good song they had. What was it?
Magic Carpet Ride?
Magic Carpet Ride.
Yeah.
And then everybody just kind of bolted, and they're like, wait, don't, we got other songs. And we're like, no, you don't.
No, not really.
You had two. That was it.
I think my tops have to be, the biggest and biggest overall event had to be Kiss at Tiger Stadium when they put the makeup back on. Oh, my God. What a scene. I mean, just to be a part of that night. And then I saw Pink Floyd at Soldier Field. Mm-hmm. That was huge. Who else? Who were some other big ones? Roger Waters at Van Andel Arena a couple of years ago. That was a big deal. And in all honesty, a show I thought I would just hate, but Cindy just insisted we go see, Bob Seger.
Really?
Saw Bob
I
Seger
like
twice.
Seger.
I mean, I like the guy, don't get me wrong, but when you do what we do for so long and you're sitting there at 3 o'clock in the morning listening to Main Street, you want to blow your head off. Down on Main, and you're sitting there going, I'm making $6 an hour on the radio. Why is my life so bad?
I remember playing Bob Seger on a 3 for Thursday in the late 90s. Yeah, and I was working the overnight.
And
with Main Street, I almost fell asleep during Main Street. I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, it's almost over. I got to go to whatever the third song was,
right.
Which probably
Betty Lou's getting on tonight.
Turn the page.
Well, we can't play that one because it doesn't research well.
Yeah, exactly. Wait. You can't play that at 3 a.m. We gotta make it. Maybe the 4 o'clock hour will be okay to play Main. It's insane how radio programming would work.
The one song that always used to make me worry about falling asleep when I did radio, especially the late nights, "Won't Get Fooled Again" by The Who.
Oh,
because it gets so low in the middle of it there. Yeah, I was always afraid that I was going to nod off. So.
Now, was that during your drinking days? Did you ever? I don't know if we talked about whether or not you ever drank on air.
I'll tell you the honest story. I drank one time on the air. There was some concert going on. I was doing nights at LAV for that little short stretch that I did nights, at LAV.
Yeah.
And I wanted to catch up. I don't know if it was a concert or some big Halloween party or whatever going on. I had one beer in the studio. One beer. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And you got to keep in mind, I'm a professional drunk. I really, really knew how to drink.
Yeah.
One beer in the studio, I was so nervous that I spilled it, and it went everywhere.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and this was back when we had the CDs, and they were in those little slim jewel cases that you put in the machine. Remember it was like a CD cart that you'd put in the slot to play the CD, and it was supposed to protect the CD, all soaked with beer.
Oh,
Beer all over
God.
the studio. Things stunk. Oh.
I got drunk on the air once because I thought it would make me more clever and interesting.
Yeah, not
and it
so
didn't.
much.
It was terrible. And then one other time, this was after I quit the station I was at RKR in Kalamazoo. I quit, took a job in Chico, California, then came back, and I was still friends with one of the guys who was still working there.
Yeah.
And we got drunk at the bar. We came back and busted into the studio on the guy who was doing the overnights, and we just took over his show for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a couple of dates that we brought in with us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just go on the air there, and I have no idea. I have a vague recollection of that, but
Beckett would do that to me. Beckett would show up like on a Saturday night or whatever. He'd show up with a big fat cigar, smoke it right in the studio.
Oh, God!
He'd come in with a bunch of booze and and oh my God! It's like, can you please just get out of here right now? You know, I know this is just a crappy metal show in your world, but I got a 63 share, okay? Beat it. With the younger guys, they're all tuned in across the entire state. Get lost. I got to concentrate now.
You were tightening up your clip-on tie.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing? Some news?
Yeah, let's get into it. A lot of stuff going on. The Trump administration outlined a sweeping tax reform plan on Wednesday. It was called possibly the biggest tax cut in American history, calling for massive cuts for businesses and other changes that could lead to savings for families. The plan also drew criticism from some in Congress about the potential impact on the deficit. The current standard deduction, the amount individuals and families can report to the IRS tax-free, would double to from $6,300 to $12,000 for individuals, and $12,600 to $24,000 for married couples filing jointly. It also collapsed the current tax system from 7 brackets down to 3, so the 3 brackets would be at 10, 25, and 35%. Now, you don't know which bracket you're going to be in. That's the one thing that hasn't kind of been ironed out. And, of course, this is going to go through some changes and some hoops to jump through, and we don't know exactly how it's going to get paid for.
Right.
But it seems to be both sides. I was watching CNN last night, both liberals and conservatives seem to mostly be okay with it. So
we'll
see.
All right.
We'll see how that shakes. What are you eating?
Zingers.
See, it looked like an orange Twinkie.
No, it's a zinger.
I've never
Cindy told me to eat right while she was gone, so I got zingers with fruit. This one's one of the raspberry ones with coconut.
Oh, it's got raspberry. That's one serving of fruit.
Raspberry and coconut, so that's like
there
2 vegetables.
Is coconut a vegetable? Coconut's that's a nut.
Whatever. Gilligan's Island
All
made it on it.
good way to go. Exactly.
How long they live there?
They lived there 15 years, I think.
There you go.
All right. Nearly every U.S. senator attended an all-hands meeting on North Korea on Wednesday at the White House. Few said any new information emerged about the increasing tensions. However, members of both parties did say they were reassured by the hour-long update. Democrat Chris Coons from Delaware said it was, quote, a sobering briefing and important for the entire Senate
Oh, boy.
to hear the emerging plans of the administration to confront what is a very real threat to our security.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's... It didn't sound like they were necessarily beating the war drums, but...
Let me tell you something.
Wouldn't be shocked.
Sobering is a key word.
Yeah. Sobering is rarely a good... I mean, unless you're an alcoholic who's getting sober.
Right.
Sobering when it comes to news about potential conflicts.
Yeah.
Where people die and stuff.
It's going to get ugly quick. I was talking to a lady last night who's taking a group of students a trip. They're going abroad to Italy, and they are the whole thing. You know, they're going for like 3 weeks to Italy for a school type thing. The whole thing, they're all paranoid that if this North Korea thing breaks out, they're going to get shanghaied somewhere in the world because of. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but you never know.
I think, like I said, I think at the end it's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of saber rattling, and I think. And maybe this is more as much hope as it is think. I think North Korea backs down.
Well,
I think they're going to have to. I mean, it all depends on how crazy Kim Jong-un is.
Yeah.
And you never want to gamble on that because you don't know what crazy people are going to do.
Right.
But I think at the end of it we're going to be all right.
All right. We'll keep our fingers crossed. I'm all for peace.
All right. Michigan State Police and the State Department of Transportation have identified 600 miles of freeways to increase speed limits on in compliance with legislation last year. Those include US 31 in South Oceana County to US 10. That will increase to 75 miles per hour. 900 miles of non-freeways will also see an increase in speeds, including M45 to M104 in Ottawa County to 65 miles per hour. Speed limit signs will begin to change next week with all changes completed by mid-November. I'm not a fan of this.
Why?
I think this is wrong. Because you're going to kill people.
Oh, shut up.
Since what is it? Something like 33,000 people have died in auto accidents that are directly related to the increase in speeds from going back 20 years. And the theory is, well, people are driving this fast anyway, so we're just going to up the speed limit. Yeah, and then they're going to go faster.
Well,
so now instead of going 80, they're going to go 90, which is ridiculous.
Honestly, what's your highway speed that you go?
I'll be completely honest, completely transparent. I drive like a 90-year-old Asian woman with cataracts. I go slow. I am safe. I get crap for it. I don't care. My dad told me years ago, he said, David, you're in a car. Just imagine you're driving a bullet, and somebody else is driving another bullet in the opposite direction.
Yes.
And I've rolled with that, and I tell Max basically the exact same thing. Be careful.
Yes.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Go slow.
Very good.
I don't care. I don't care if that makes me a wuss.
They go past me like I'm standing still.
I know. And you're still going too fast.
Well,
and I know it took us on family trips 3 hours to get anywhere. Didn't matter where it was. If there was a long line of cars, my dad was at the front of that long line.
That's funny.
But we never crashed. We got there safely. Don't be in a hurry, man. Just take it easy. Slow down.
You gotta get where you gotta go, man. There's things. And you know what? Not everybody drives a 4-cylinder Buick like you.
Hey, I drive a Mercury Grand Marquis.
When did you get that?
I got that in January, man.
Really?
I told you the other day I financed it for $1,500.
I didn't know you had a new car that recently.
Yeah, it's an '01.
Whoa.
21st century. Moved up from the '99 Buick.
Hey, speaking of Buick, we're going to be at Witt Buick in a couple of weeks.
That's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that.
I'm working on getting some giveaways and stuff so we can do it like we used to do.
Oh, that'd be very cool.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question. Are we going to be broadcasting for 2 hours? What are we going to exactly do with the
I think what we'll do
podcast?
is like some Facebook Live stuff.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
And we're kind of promoting it ahead of time, so hopefully we get a good crowd. We'll have some giveaways, and the Iron Men are going to be there, and it's their last game of the season. The Iron Men are giving you a chance to win a new car.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
To win a Buick, and I forget the name of them, but they're like the mini Rendezvous.
Oh,
have you seen those things? Yeah, they're really sharp.
Those are super cool.
Yeah, really. So
right.
Hey,
excellent.
Stick around for that.
And in a related story, funding for road repairs in Muskegon Township could be on the way depending on the result of the May 2nd election. A millage proposal is asking voters to approve a tax increase that would give the township an additional $543,000 in the first year to repair secondary roads and help with snow removal. The township's current budget for the roads is $100,000, which is enough to repair 1 or 2 roads a year. The additional funds would allow up to 20 road repairs each year. Probably something you need in Muskegon.
Let me tell you something.
We need it everywhere across the state, but
we redid Roosevelt Road here in Roosevelt Park, and $100,000 on a road project is like pocket change.
Yeah,
it really is. That's nothing.
And it's great
to watch the millions go through on a road project, because you got to keep in mind when they do a road. They got to do everything underneath the road. They got to do all that crap and money.
And with the weather we get, you're gonna have to do it again in 5 years.
Speaking of roads, have you been on M6?
Oh my God, it's horrible. They've been doing they do patching work on that.
What a waste of money that stretch of road was.
Oh, it's awful. It's like a one giant pothole from 131 to 196.
It's ridiculous. And I'll tell you the other thing that was a big, gigantic waste of money. You don't get up here all this often, but years ago they put in this thing called the turtle fence. I remember that, to protect the turtles from getting run over, which was really dumb. You should see what this thing looks like now. You'd think they filmed the Dukes of Hazzard on either side. The way they were, the way this fence is all beat up, it is just a mess.
Just a colossal waste of money. Yeah, we did that story. I want to say it was like a decade ago that we were talking about. It was really stupid. It's like who thought this was a good idea, and did he get reelected?
But here's the other thing: the turtles can climb.
Yeah,
they climb right over the fence.
And at the end of the day, they're turtles. I don't want to seem insensitive, but they're turtles.
Well, I mean, I like turtles as much as the next guy.
Yeah, but come on. In sports, it was Boston over Chicago, 108-97. As Chicago now down in that series, 3-2 after taking the first 2 games. The Tigers blanked by Seattle 8-0. Cubs fall to Pittsburgh 6-5. And the biggest story in sports, ESPN laying off 100 employees.
Yeah, welcome to Clear Channel.
Yes.
At least it was only 100.
And here's the thing: it's going to be more.
Oh yeah.
Their subscription costs are through the roof. Like people are going to like Slingbox, PlayStation, View, streaming stuff illegally online, and they overpaid for the NFL and the NBA packages. So
I'm going to tell you what,
it's ridiculous.
I'm going to tell you what, the cable business, they've got to get that thing reeled in quick because it's crumbling.
Yeah, it's not the business model was flawed.
I love cable TV. Mm-hmm. I love the options and all that. But if I could get an a la carte package and pick
exactly
the majority of channels that I like, and get rid of, I mean, seriously, Home Shopping Club and TLC and all the who watches this stuff? I mean,
well, here's the thing. Even those channels though, that doesn't like ESPN. You're paying $7 a month just for ESPN,
and that's a fair
and
price.
Like $5 a month, but you're paying $5 a month. You are for the NBA. You haven't watched a basketball game in your life. I'm a huge basketball fan. I don't think I've watched an entire NBA game this year until the playoffs. Then I start watching, but they're gonna be more firings coming. But you know who doesn't get fired? The executives who make these really stupid decisions. Instead, they fire really talented people. Yep. It's got nothing to do with their performance. It's, we made really dumb decisions, but we're not going to go, you are.
Let me tell you something, man. You look back to our former little shelter we had there for a little while.
Yeah.
All right, so here you got this big media company. They're making about $1 a share in the trading world, which I don't understand at all, but whatever. They gave the guy that ran the company down to $1 a share. They gave him a $9 million bonus to stick around.
And you wonder how these people lose money,
dude.
How
you ran the company right into the ground, Bob. But here's $9 million. Congratulations. Unbelievable.
Good luck in your future endeavors.
They didn't even fire him.
I know, wasn't they? Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. Here's $9 million. Thank you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's a write-off.
All right, so what are we talking about today? Do I have anything to plug?
I don't know.
Well, tune into the Muskegon channel. Make sure you tune into Positively Muskegon. Make sure you admire Dave and his beautiful hair and his. Look at that. They were talking about you last night in an event.
Yeah? What was all good?
Yeah, of course it was good things, but kind of centered around either how to grow the hair in more or cut it all off.
You know what? I am getting close to shaving the whole thing.
Nice.
I'm at fairly. I would say within the next couple of years, I'm going to look like you.
Okay.
But a smaller version. Like if you exploded, I'd be one of the pieces.
Say goodbye, Dave.
See ya.